All right, and we are back. 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 Welcome. All right, and we are back. And today we're back with another reaction video. And this time we're doing more science, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. And if you already saw the title of the video, which I imagine you have, you already know we're going to figure out, is there something wrong with our world? Yes, by Kurzgesagt. I love Kurzgesagt, and I know. Some people may think I am Kurzgesagt, believe it or not, but I'm not. Like, I'm genuinely not Kurzgesagt. I'm not even German. I don't even speak German. So, like, you know, I don't get the comparison. I get it because I'm like, I'm really smart. You guys are like learning things from me, like constantly. Like, I'm sure you guys can name like 5 things you learned from me in the comments of this video right now. Like, all of you, I'm sure, even if you're brand new, just continue to watch the video, comment the 5 things you learned afterwards. So yeah, we're going to be watching Kurzgesagt. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You never know what I'm going to put out next. Unless you recommend something and I say I'm going to do it, then I guess you might know what I'm going to do. But you don't know when. And that's the important thing. I got to keep you guys, surprised. And guys, make sure you go ahead and check out Kurzgesagt if you haven't already. You know, they make incredible content there. If you're just watching my videos but not watching theirs, I don't know what's going on. You got to check out Kurzgesagt, watch the videos, come back, watch it with me. It's like watching it with a friend. We'll go over it together and you'll realize how genius I truly am. Guys, go ahead and subscribe to Kurzgesagt. Link will be in the description below. So with that being said, oh yeah, I do got to mention this. I literally almost forget to mention it, and because I rarely ever say it. But if you guys don't like, comment, and subscribe, more importantly, subscribe. YouTube will come through that door right over there, and they will. Is our world broken?
Being a human in the 21st century often feels frustrating. We're clearly at the high point of our species. Never have so many of us lived so well, been so healthy and well off. At the same
That's true. Guys, no matter how you feel about the world, always remember this. This is the best it's ever been in the history of the world. I'm sorry. It's like a fact. This is like the best society as a whole has ever been. It's just, that's it. So complain about it, but just remember that.
In time, life is incredibly hard. More than 15,000 children died yesterday. 700 million people live in extreme poverty. Even within rich societies, there's loads of unfairness and daily struggle.
Of course, you don't get the rich societies without making poor people. That's capitalism for you right there. Let's go.
We are.
I mean, not like let's go. Like, shout out. I'm just saying, like, I live in America, so let's go with the video is what I meant to say.
Divided, unable to solve our problems while creating new ones, destroying our world in the process. In many ways, the vibe is that we live in dark times. It's so easy to feel disconnected and powerless in the face of problems too big to solve. And so the state of the world fills many of us with doom, hopelessness, and sadness. We feel it too. It's one of the most pervasive stories of our time, and there's a lot of truth to it.
Hey, this is lightweight, kind of like, I mean, we're 50 seconds in, but it's a little bit of a depressing video so far.
But, as Terry Pratchett said, we are the storytelling ape. We think in narratives and live in a network of stories that make up our world. So without minimizing the darkness, we want to add a story that we find helpful for dealing with the world. This is subjective and not a science video, so you don't need to buy into it. Our story begins with the first moment that ever was.
Oh, wow. So this is going to be like a storytelling thing. Yo, I am down for this. Let's go. Let's hear this story. Guys, this is why I love Kurzgesagt, because they're not always just going to hit you with what you expect. Sometimes they're going to throw in the unexpected. You know, there's multiple sides to Kurzgesagt. Like there's multiple sides to me, there's multiple sides to you. You know, shout outs to Kurzgesagt. Let's go. Let's hear this story.
14 billion years ago, time and space began from some kind of state of pure energy.
True.
From this very first moment, the universe grew and evolved. Things that were one became many. Energy turned into forces and particles. Out of chaos emerged the laws of nature. From these ingredients, stars arose, gigantic engines turning simple stuff into complex stuff, only to die violently and spread the new complexity around. Out of this more complex stuff, new stars and more worlds emerged, repeating the cycle until most of the simple stuff was used up and most stars that will ever be born had been born. And then, on one planet where the conditions were just right, dead particles and molecules combined to make another jump in complexity. Maybe the laws that govern everything were destined to make life happen. Maybe it was just a cosmic dice throw.
Maybe.
But life, now the most complex thing in existence, wasted no time and spread to even the tiniest corners. For billions of years, cells held on, fighting against the elements and each other, evolving in the process, until one day they came together and made another jump in complexity to plants, animals, and fungi. First in the oceans, then on the land. Earth was now the stage of something grand, a complexity acceleration machine going at full speed. Millions of new species emerged and vanished. Life was beaten down over and over.
It's like everything was happening, you know, at once, really. Like so much stuff was happening in the early universe. I think I saw, there's some video about an experiment people did about the conditions that you would need to kind of start life. And it wasn't like they started life, but they got like they like were able to like recreate the enzymes that were kind of like needed to create the necessary building blocks for life or something. So like, and I guess it was like high temperatures, pressure, water, some like electricity, just kind of like trying to recreate the environment of like early Earth. And it was it's pretty interesting. So yeah, this, man, great stuff. I don't know if life, you know, I believe in God, but I'm not about to just tell you to all believe in it right now. Especially, this isn't even a religious video. This is a science video, which is more just now like a cool story video. But either way, life is crazy.
But every time it came back stronger, resettling niches filled with corpses of the ones that came before. Most of these beings are hidden in time forever. We only know their faint echoes. Until a few million years ago, an animal looked at the night sky. It looked at its hands. It saw its reflection in a puddle, and it realized it existed.
Well, we don't know if it was the night sky, ladies and gentlemen. This could have happened in the daytime. You know, they may have seen the reflection in the middle of the day, had an epiphany right then and there. Like, whoa, what am I? Who am I? What am I doing here? Where do I belong? What am I meant to do in this world? That's me that I see. You know, that first guy, shout outs to the first guy to ever look at himself and realize that his reflection was him. You know, we don't give enough credit to those people. Shout out to the first person who thought of like time. What is the concept of it? What time would it be? I'm not talking about who, you know, like, oh, who figured out time zones and stuff like that. I'm talking about who figured out the initial concept of time. Just like this guy, will never know his name, but you know what? Shout outs to that guy. Shout outs to both these guys, you know? Shout out to the guy who invented fire, you know? You're pretty dope.
That it was alive, here and now. You probably had such a moment as a small child, mundane and majestic at the same time. This is where the human story begins, about 6 million years ago with the hominins. Still just another animal among many others. They split into many families and lineages, evolving further or disappearing again. But for some reason, their evolutionary niche enabled their brains to grow, and they learned more about this strange world. They prayed to the stars, they tamed fire, and turned stones into tools. They celebrated and cried together. Life was hard and brutally short, but together they endured, probably by telling themselves stories about the world. For almost 250,000 generations, they built a biological foundation. And then at some point 200,000 years or about 10,000 generations ago, they became us. humanity had arrived. Aaron?
Guys, and also keep in mind, people in the past weren't necessarily dumber. They had obviously they didn't have education systems like we have now, but people have always been people. They were doing the same things, living the same ways that we ourselves. You place yourself back 200,000 years, that's how you're going to be. Except if you're me, then I'd find a way to make everything cool again. And it would be like the future. We'd invent all the stuff. But if you were sent back there, you'd be living like a normal cave person. So let's not, I don't like when people say, oh, the people in the past weren't smart or anything. No, objectively, that's wrong. They were very smart. They just didn't have the tools and resources that we have today. They hadn't discovered those. And to be fair, you didn't discover them either. Person watching this video as we speak, you discovered 0 things so far. Me, I found, back to the video.
Ancestors didn't waste any time. Their world was still hard and unforgiving, but out of pure stubbornness, they didn't accept that. They wanted their lives to be better, so they made better tools and learned to preserve their knowledge beyond death. Progress started slow, and then suddenly they, or better, we, made the planet our own. Agriculture and the first villages and temples snowballed into civilization.
Ooh. Wait, is that Ur? Is that the city of Ur? Yo, shout outs to ancient Mesopotamia, Psh, hey. First, museums, I can't remember the chick's name, but she was the daughter of the last king of the kingdom. And I'm pretty sure she created the very first museum. She was digging up ancient, what she would have seen as ancient artifacts, with her dad, and she would put them in museums. So shout outs to her. Now we got museums because of that idea. I'm sure somebody else actually took the idea too, but it's the first one I ever heard. That's the one I heard about being the oldest. So shout outs to me, I guess.
Kingdoms and empires, technology, writing, astronomy, medicine, philosophy. A hot second later, science, industrialization, the modern world, the information age, where we are today.
Okay.
Earth is truly ours now. We changed it in ways unfathomable a few short generations ago. We turned the land into fields worked by millions of machines, built thousands of gigantic jungles made of sand and metal.
True.
We split the atom and traveled to other worlds.
True.
Everything is different.
Some people still don't believe that we went to the moon. And you know what I say? Guys, if they didn't make it to the moon, then why do we have so much cheese now? That was literally just a corny joke. But realistically, there's records of the fuel. There's all the stuff. They got the materials. They did the stuff. They built the things. It would honestly be easier to do the mission at that point with all the things that they did than to fake the mission. I mean, if they didn't fake any of the missions, if all the missions were faked, it wouldn't really make sense. The reason we don't keep going there is because we have better ways to do it now. We got way better things, technology, and they're trying to get people back to places, but I mean, there's nothing really to do on the moon. We send data, we send machines up to the moon all the time. We do precision impacts on the moon. We can do all that stuff. We can get to the moon. We're trying to. They're trying to make it out to Mars and all those other stuff. We got to save that rover that, lost his battery and did that sad song. Man, RIP to that rover, lost communication,
Today. Except us, of course. We humans have not changed. We were molded by a cold and unforgiving world where we needed to be hard and brutal to survive. We are still bound to our nature that made us so successful. We still tell stories, are hungry for food, greedy for resources, desperate to be accepted by our peers. We're scared.
Dang, how you gonna be an outcast in the group of outcasts?
Greedy for
no offense, but
resources, desperate.
This feels like her crowd
to be accepted,
or this feels like this person's crowd. But they're the only person not hanging out with somebody. Insane. Go be friendly, you know, or go home. Get on the internet. I don't know. This don't feel like the place for you right now. And I know this is just conjecture on a fictional character. I don't know their backstory. Maybe they got anxiety. I don't know. Maybe they came there with a friend and their friend left. It just feels like this may not be the event for you, fictionalized person. Or, you know, be more friendly. You know, you got the haircut and everything. Just, you know, you use the character to be outgoing, because the way you look outgoing. The way you look is very like, I am, you know, not afraid to talk to a person randomly, you know. But then again, because you got a mohawk. But now it's like, hey, look, other people are having fun, but you're in the corner over there. So like, you know, maybe you need a less assuming haircut because you have a less assuming personality. But if you're doing the more, you know, hey, come talk to me haircut, but you don't have that come talk to me personality, that's where you're going to have a problem. Fictional character that I am making assumptions about.
By our peers. We're scared by the dangers that lurk in the dark, imagined and real ones. We're still brutal to each other and the animals we hold power over. We're still territorial and possessive. We fear losing what we have, and we fear change. We downplay the damage we cause and ignore the people in need outside our tribes.
True.
Humans are not nice, and if we look at our history, how could we expect ourselves to be? In nature we see great beauty, but also endless violence and struggle devoid of morals or kindness. We are an instinct-driven apex predator that survived in an uncaring world, only now we have coal plants, nuclear weapons and social media.
What is this guy doing? Guy, go to work, guy.
This would be hard to handle for any animal, so it makes sense that we continue to follow the impulses so deeply ingrained in us. But this is only because we've not yet caught up with the mind-numbing gift we've been handed. The real tragedy of humanity today is that we are these amazingly powerful beings that have not awoken to their potential. We're trapped in the present and the mindset of a scarce world. But aside from the physical limits of the universe, there's nothing stopping us from creating a literal paradise for ourselves. This seems so daft, but it's true. If we dare to tell ourselves a different story about who we are and who we could be. Humans throughout history felt like they would witness the apocalypse, and this feels especially true today, but you're probably not living in the end times. There's a solid chance that humanity will persist for thousands, maybe millions of years.
Yeah, if you ever look up all the times where people say it's the end of days, like life should have ended literally like 1,000 times by now, if not more. But it somehow has not. Now, if you watch this video and then all of a sudden it happens, then, you know, I guess I called it, but like, you know, I don't expect it to happen. But, you know, I would be the person to call it, though. That's crazy. So let's hope it doesn't happen. Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen.
If this might be the very start of our history, what can we dream of achieving? Just like our very first ancestors 6 million years ago, we may be the ancestors of another 250,000 generations of people.
Most likely.
But while the hominins found themselves powerless in a world they had to adapt to, our starting conditions could not be more different. It's like we got handed a save file of a game where others put in millions of hours of work, and where we can decide what game we want to play in the future.
I mean, it's exactly like that. That's almost exactly how life is, really. Because humans have this thing where we can pass knowledge down to future generations through books and, you know, we have like whole like structures that are made to do that. So yeah, we can pass down knowledge and it works. But, you know, we got the scragglers, you know. Unfortunately, the internet is not necessarily helping everyone, you know, become more educated, maybe more connected, but not in all the best ways. You know, we got dumb people congregating together now online when they would have never been able to find each other in real life. So now instead of like, you know, you just knowing one or two dumb people in real life, now you see thousands of dumb people online all the time. They're commenting. You know, somebody might comment on this video right now and say something really dumb. It might be me. It won't be me. Don't worry. But, you know, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are that I'm looking at right now. But, you know, it might be you, random viewer. watch out.
The world is still horrible, and it's also the best world that's ever existed. And we can...
Hey, I said that. I'm again, and here's the confusing part, guys, and this is where people are going to get confused. I am not Kurzgesagt. So, like, when he says the things that I say right after I say them, and again, yeah, I know he put out the video days ago and I'm just now seeing it, but like, it was a thing that I said. You guys heard me say it, and now people may confuse me for Kurzgesagt, but I'm not. I'm just letting people know we're not the same. We just have, great minds think alike. He would have said it because we are on the same wavelength mentally, guys. What are you doing?
Make it so much better. An optimistic person living in the year 1924 would not believe the progress we've made in just a century. How much we reduced poverty, how many diseases we cured, how much free time we have, what kind of luxuries are ordinary to us, what technological wonders we take for granted, how few of us die in war, how many live in a democracy. And today...
Hey, shout outs to Bill Wirtz, also Kurzgesagt, but Bill Wirtz. I'm sure most of you guys have seen the video, History of the World, I guess. The most impactful moment of that entire 20-minute video for me personally is when he mentions the fact that we have all the information we ever wanted in a computer. Computers are now we have phones that fit in our pocket. Computers are now become phones, so now all the information we need is right in our pocket. That's literally like the most impactful thing, because we literally have almost the answer to almost everything right here, guys. But like, do we utilize it the right way? No, we're not like always looking on for like specific information or like specifically to learn. A lot of times it's used for like entertainment purposes. So it's like, we're not fully utilizing that. We could be going to the next level with it, but also sometimes learning is boring, guys. Sometimes learning is boring and we need to be like entertained. We need that entertainment factor, so it's difficult.
Today, we might very well be gearing up for a jump like our ancestors 10,000 years ago, when agriculture changed everything for everybody. From AI possibly transforming the information age, to biotechnology enabling us to manipulate the language of life itself, to new sustainable ways of harvesting the energy we crave. If we start thinking...
Which one of those three is most likely, guys? Which one are you voting for? AI being like the most powerful resource that humanity has ever created going forward. The second option is bioengineering, where we like figure out how to make cells live longer, or do what they do better, longer, stronger, better. Or will it be space travel and like figuring out new stuff about the galaxy, and like figuring out ways to like get energy from different resources out in space, and like really controlling our planet, our Earth. What do they call that? Like a geomorphing, or no? That's probably a Power Ranger thing or something. What do they call that? Guys, put in the comments what they call that thing, and tell other people that you learned it from me.
In decades and centuries, it's perfectly reasonable that we'll solve our problems. We can eliminate poverty, maybe all material needs, defeat all diseases, maybe even death itself. We have the potential to restore balance to the climate.
Here's the thing about defeating poverty. It's going to cost money, and people don't want to lose money in order to like not get more money back later. So that's going to be the big problem right there. Like, and I get it. In a perfect society, we would have already ended hunger, but that's the problem right there. We could end hunger without even thinking towards the future too much. We could just end it pretty much right now, but a lot of people would lose a lot of money. And that's not going to happen. Like McDonald's themselves, like not even every company, just like McDonald's could be like, you know what? One day's profits, we're going to end world hunger or something for like a good 2 weeks, just with one day's profits, nobody gets any money today, none of it's all just like a wash that day. But they use the money to like give to all the homeless people, in every country that they are running in. I'm sure that's a lot of. It's not that still. There's some countries missing, but America, we could probably at least feed all of our hungry people. With like one major business just deciding, what, f all that. I'm gonna lose about over $1 billion today by giving money over to giving homeless people a bunch of food. Like, you'd lose a lot of money, but it would help. And nobody's gonna do that. I wish they would, but I don't think they will. That's just me though. I don't think they will. Guys, let me know if you think that the companies would sacrifice millions, billions, if not trillions of dollars to help out the homeless and starving people around the world anytime soon.
And heal the planet again. We may be able to adapt to the information age and make lasting peace. None of this is guaranteed, and it will be hard and full of failure and setbacks. Some things will get worse before they get better. We'll run up against our nature over and over again. But if we manage to clean up our act, we could create a world better than we dare hope for. You get to do that. You get to live in a world that's deeply flawed, but also the best it ever was. And you get the opportunity to make it better. A world with the smallest amount of suffering possible that fits our nature and inspires us to be the best version of ourselves.
It's the guy coming in through the freaking. This is okay. That was just funny. I think it was only funny because the animation style, like when it was the universe
fits
here,
our nature and
but then
inspires
when
us
it's
to be
like
the best.
when it starts showing up like here, that's when it becomes funny to me personally. I think it's the animation style. It's just hilarious. What they talking about
Version
here?
of ourselves. It's time.
Guys, we got ourselves an advertisement. Let's hear it. The year 12,025. The year is 12,025.
Let's reveal the
what we doing?
12,025 human era calendar. Let's travel back 200,000 years to
Okay.
humanity's greatest journey.
Guys, this is cool. So you get a whole, like, it's like a map, but it's like of human history for real. 12,000 years, 12,025 years to be specifically. Nice. So yeah, guys, make sure you go check out this map because you guys got to grab one of these things. It's incredible. You'll know what human year it is for this year. Now, it may be a little confusing if you're looking at this and being like, wait, what year? Like if you're in a coma and then like you wake up and you see this, you might be a little bit like surprised. So, if you know anybody in a coma and you want to have like a nice practical joke for when they first wake up, this is also a good gift. But also if you just want to if you just know what this means, then also grab it. But I am thinking about it now. If you know anybody who's like just waking up from a coma or like about to wake up any moment, it's not too late to purchase this gift. It's not like necessarily like a gag gift. It's actually a really useful gift, but it will be funny to see them wake up and think it's the year 12,025. Now, that might just be me, but I'm sure there's other people who would also feel like that's funny. Like, whoa, I've been in a coma for 10,000 years. Also, they figured out a way to like keep me alive for 10,000 years. That's insane. What's the future like? And then you're like, oh, well, we got iPhone 16s now. And they're like, wait, they're only at 16? Like they probably would have assumed they'd be at iPhone 12,000 by now. But, we'll see. The way that iPhones work, it'll probably be at like iPhone 24,000 by this time because they're going to do like the 1 to 2 a year thing. And I feel like they're definitely going to start doing 2 a year at a point. So it's like they're going to be very far into the iPhones at that point.
Let this calendar be a celebration of the achievements of these early humans.
Yeah.
They managed to survive in harsh climates, navigating a world where they're both hunter and prey.
Yeah, I love these animations here. These are really great. And you know what? It'll really go well with your wall of other stuff that they have here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at these, these microscopic insects or parasites or cells here. Look at this ship. Look at this thing. I don't know if you could buy that, but it's cool. Look at this plant. You could buy a plant just like that. It's not, they don't sell the plant. But look at this other stuff that they sell. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. You get all of that. You know what nickel is? You know what copper is? You know what carbon is? You know? Look at this. Carbon. That's what we're made out of. That's us. Right there. Right now, that's what we're made out of. So guys, go ahead and grab this calendar. You're going to go to the website. And if you go to the website, guess what? You get to buy the calendar. You know, there's a bunch of other stuff there. I want you guys to check it out. Look at all this. Look at the bundle. I would go ahead and grab the bundle or look at this Earth Fans bundle. Grab one of these bundles, guys. Don't just grab one. Grab the bundle. It'll be better. You get multiple things with it. So if it was me, you know, that's just me right now. So look at me and think about if you're me, but you're not. So you'll think about this. Think about Earth Fans bundle, because you'll get the Earth Fans. You'll get an Earth and you get a mug. Guys, who else sells mugs outside of me? Editor, put a mug right here in this hand. Yeah, I sell that. Yeah. Guys,
we've also prepared a few amazing deals for you. Thank you so much for coming together.
You know what, Curtis Art? Thank you, Curtis Art, for making such an incredible video. I really enjoyed this one. Curtis Art always makes great content, and I love checking them out. Curtis Art, I appreciate you. Thank you. Keep being you. Keep putting out more content, because we love it. The fans love it. I love it. You guys got to be loving what you put out. Whoa, this looks interesting. There's something hiding inside the earth. I got to find out what. So yeah, guys, if you made it this far into the video, I do want to say thank you. You know, I appreciate you guys, everyone who comments, subscribes, likes the videos. I'll read all the comments. They're always really great. Even if they are negative, sometimes they're still funny. So guys, I always appreciate that. And yeah, like always, just want to say thank you. I love you. Bye.